I was not expecting that. Unqualified
Bow, bow,
heroes.
bow, bow.
We are back.
We are back with another episode.
Episode number 15.
15.
So, if you do not know who we are and you're like, who the heck are these weirdos and why am I even listening? Well, I can't answer the second question, but I can answer the first one. I am Daniel Perez.
I am Messi Morales, and we are
You're Unqualified Heroes.
Qualified Heroes. I just threw my wallet.
So, today is the not today, but the She-Hulk premiere has arrived. So if you haven't listened to it, you can listen to this first part of the podcast, but then go back and listen to it because we're going full spoilers ahead later on. So yeah, it's episode 1, but because this is the last phase 4 show, we're going to do a little ranking.
Yeah. So did you want to rank all the first episodes of all the shows? There's 8 shows, started from WandaVision, back in 2001, and
2001.
Oh wait, 2021. blah. Rewind. Wait, 2021. Yo,
2021.
My brain is not here today, guys. Sorry. So yeah, so 2021 when WandaVision came out, and then 2022 She-Hulk premiere on August 18. So we're just gonna rank all the shows. First episode, not the show, just the first episode.
Just episode 1. But before we get to that, I do want to say that as we mentioned before, we were changing up some things on our social medias and trying to be more involved with polls and doing YouTube. If you don't know, we're on YouTube. Go ahead, subscribe. If you don't know how to subscribe, I don't know what to tell you.
You're just like Daniel. You're a boomer.
You're just like me. I don't know how to do a lot of technological things. So, yeah, we're on YouTube, Unqualified Heroes. That's our name. We're all over TikTok, Instagram. We're posting a lot of stuff on Instagram now, so it can engage with you guys. We actually got these past 2 videos actually did pretty well. So
yeah.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for the love.
Yeah, we felt so like, oh my god, it's so famous. Oh my god. We felt like so like that little glimpse of fame for like
that little glimpse of fame.
Like an hour, because after the first hour happened,
after 1 hour, no views.
No more views. We got to like probably like 12K views, and then after that, what happened to the rest?
So like, it's like everyone in the world just watched our video for 1 hour and then was like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you guys for everyone who watched it.
Yeah, thank you guys. So if you maybe you guys are new to this podcast thing because you saw our video and you're like, I'll check out these weirdos. So here we are. So yeah, oh man, I deleted my ranking. Along with our episode 1 rankings, Messi will go first because I deleted my rankings.
Yeah. So, before we start, I would like to ask my co-partner, sidebar, Daniel, do you want to go in like you want me to say all of them and then you go after?
No, just go.
Oh, one by one. One by one, right?
One by one.
All right, we're back. All right.
Yeah, we're back.
All right, so we're gonna go from our least favorite to the most favorite. So I'm gonna go start first because my co-host over here just deleted his list. Okay, so there's 8 shows, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I made sure this time I made a list, so confused a lot going through my list. Okay, so my least favorite one, and it's like I do not remember nothing from this first episode other than it's just like super slow and not a lot going on, is Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That is my least remembered episode. I do not remember if it was bad or good. I just honestly do not remember anything from the first episode. that's why it's like so low for me because it wasn't so memorable that I have something to say about. I don't even remember. I watched the show from the first to the last episode. I just don't remember nothing from it. Yeah.
So, I was debating between these two that were in last place out of the 8, but I'm gonna go with the same as Messi, Falcon and Winter Soldier, simply because I don't remember it either. This is why we're qualified. We don't even remember what we're talking about. Okay, here's the thing. I wanted to put it above my next one because I didn't really like the next one I have. But at least I remember it, so I have to put this one last because I don't remember it. But
Yeah,
I know it was near the bottom.
Yeah, it was a show. It was like okay. So this show gets so much hate for all the stuff that was trying to do. I know it was trying to do a lot of politics and trying to push a lot of that stuff on a show that we wanted to see and get away from the real world stuff. Like that, a lot of the shows that show came out around the same time.
2020. So
Yeah,
there's a lot of stuff going on in 2020.
at that time when 2021, not 2020.
Oh yeah, 2021.
There was a lot, as you know, 2021 was a really tough year for everybody. And at that time is when George Floyd passed away or was killed. And all that movement happened, and that show came out around the same time, and a lot of the show was showing a lot of the type of politics, and a lot of audience didn't want to see it on the TV because they don't want the TV shows to be like quote unquote mix or combined with the real world stuff. They just want like escape. But it happens. It's real life, and if you don't like it, maybe you're the problem. So, but yeah, so that's why I guess the show didn't do so great because of that. But yeah, the first episode is a very forgettable episode.
Forgettable. Yep.
Yeah,
So your next one.
All right, so the reason why, okay, so this show is one of the best ones, but the first episode I did not like. One reason is because I do not like the era that they pick of TV show. You know what it is. It's WandaVision. The first episode WandaVision, there is nothing going on other than just being, I think, on the 70s or 60s.
They were 50s that episode.
Even older. Look at that. 50s. And nothing really happens on that show other than just like being a perfect couple family. They just got married and then they just like living together, and that's literally the whole episode until like I don't know if it's the first episode or the second episode when they show the outside of the X.
That is the third one.
You think
the third one or the very, very end of the second?
See, it's not even the first one. So on the first one, there's nothing really that much that happens other than just them being a couple. The show is great. This is one of the best ones, but just that episode alone, first time I saw it, it's like, this is not what I expected. A lot of people were like, I was not the only one, but me personally, that is where it is. Yeah.
Okay. So far, we're on the same page. WandaVision was the one that I was debating back and forth with Falcon. I have that as number 7 because the first episode, it was kind of booty cheeks.
Yeah, right.
It just had no, okay, it had a purpose, but like to us when we watched episode 1, it had zero purpose because we were just like, what's going on? It's just like any other show. They had like 2 seconds where the guy was like, or where Wanda and the guy she was like, stop it. And it was like kind of creepy, but that was literally it.
That was literally the whole episode, just being
like, 50. It was just 30 minutes of, we were like, what are we watching? So that's why it's number 7, but I have to put it about a Falcon simply because I actually remember the show.
Yeah, I
the
actually
episode.
remember the first episode. I actually do remember the first episode for WandaVision.
And it was memorable. It was memorable, maybe not in a good way, but it was memorable. And it was different. It was the very first Disney Plus show ever that we got from Marvel, like
Yep.
MCU. So we were just kind of like all hype, stoked. And
yeah, it was great. It was like you said, it was the first episode from after From Home Spider-Man. That's when he faced.
this is the first anything for over a year.
Yeah, like we waited.
There
like,
was nothing in 2020. Yeah, so
and then
gotta give it the edge.
Yeah, so 2021 came, and then we got like 20 projects out of nowhere. So yeah, WandaVision, 7th spot for both of us. All right, so my 6th spot is What If.
Okay.
What If is my 6th spot. One, and so it was a good episode. I think it was T'Challa. Was it T'Challa?
No, no, you don't even remember the episode.
No, it's Peggy Carter. It was Peggy Carter. The reason why is that spot. I completely forgot what was Peggy Carter.
You don't even remember.
I forgot. Yeah, it was Peggy Carter, and then she basically had the same storyline as Captain America, except for like the ending that she got. I mean, not she, but wait, was she? Yeah, she got stuck with the
octopus thing.
The octopus.
Yeah,
that was on Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness. Yeah, so that episode was like literally a shot by shot of Captain America of the first Avenger movie, and it was a good show. I mean, good episode. It was a different animation that we haven't seen really with the MCU done before, or Marvel in general. We've seen like other Marvel shows with animation. They're not like the best, but this episode brought something different. We got more into the multiverse stuff of what if this happened instead of the other thing. Yeah, so that's where it is. For me. Bless you, my dude.
Thank you. So we are so far on the same page. I feel like it's gonna get tricky.
Are you copying my list?
No, not yet.
Not yet. It's 3.3.
So yeah, What If is my number 6, simply because kind of what Messi said. I'm trying to say something different from what he said, but it's exactly what I think. I think we're copy and paste. It was copy and paste of Captain America 1. And even though there were some other shows, like the one I would say next, that didn't really have a good episode 1, at least it was something not copy and paste. So I have to lower it because I'm watching the same thing. There's nothing original about it.
Yeah, it's just
there.
Yeah,
I don't know why they made that episode, but I mean, I know why, but you could have done something. Come on.
They could have done a different story for her, like change some ways or something. Like it was literally just a shot by shot type of episode with Captain America.
I was like, bro, this isn't What If. This is the same storyline, just with different people. But that's where it is.
Yeah.
What's your number 5?
I'm number 5. And I swear. No, you know what? Let's say our number 5 at the same time.
All right. Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Ms. Marvel.
Hawkeye.
Okay.
It's different.
All right. So Ms. Marvel is my number 5. Okay. So it's my top 5 because I do not remember what happens of the episode, but I do remember some key parts about it. I really like how they brought in this new character that haven't really interacted with other than like some animation shows or the video game that Avengers dropped a couple years ago. But me personally, I didn't had that bigger connection with a character until this show came around. And the first episode was memorable for me because of the animation that the show had. Like I don't know if like the first sequence of the show where she was like driving back, I think to like her house or I don't know where she was going, but like the symbols like of like the people fighting on the street or like the drawings and even on the
Yeah, the drawings.
and literally the first scene of the show, like how it opens, is her telling how the Endgame battle happened. It's like, oh, Captain Marvel came and saved the day, yada yada yada, but like actual drawings, and I like that because of how different it was, of like comparing to like the other shows, and I don't know, it brought something different to the table of how of what Marvel can do on that aspect of a little bit of animation on the real world, just like drawings and make it all cool like that. They on that episode they really didn't do a lot of like building up to, other than like she got her powers um at the very end. I hate you so much. I hate you so much. Yeah. Yeah. So we'll tell what happened later with the cup. So yeah. So like she got her powers by with the bracelet. A lot of people were like iffy about that because that's not how she got her powers in the actual comics. She's an actual Inhuman. But in the show she's a mutant. So yeah, my top 5.
Okay, so I have Hawkeye starting off the top 5 because I thought the other shows were just a little bit better. It's nothing really against Hawkeye. I just thought the other episode ones were a little bit better. We saw Kate Bishop introduced. Saw kind of like what's his name? Clint. There we go. I didn't want to say Hawkeye, but so yeah, that's what Clint was kind of like doing post Endgame, and it was just like little introductions, kind of what's going around. You know what episode ones do, but it wasn't nothing groundbreaking, nothing eye popping, and that's why I have it as 5 because I thought the ones above it at least had something that kind of like it brought to the table.
Okay.
Your number 4.
My number 4 is Hawkeye.
Okay.
It's Hawkeye. And one reason and one reason only. Hailey Steinfeld. She's awesome, bro.
She's
a very
cool.
awesome person. I don't know, like I think the show was even better with her in it. She like the person, like the way that she wasn't just like a, what is it called, like those quirky jokes that they made before, like in the regular show. Like I don't know, like her different type of comedy is different, and I don't know, like I kind of like that better. And like you said, the episode was mostly like introduction of what's gonna happen, like who is she. Like I like the actually the very first part of the show, the first episode, when she was a little girl and she's on New York, and then she's like looking at Hawkeye, doing his famous icon part, because that's like one of the best parts on the movie. It's like falling back from the building and shooting an arrow and then falling to inside of the building when the glass.
Building.
Yeah, like that scene, watching it from a different eye view, it was a pretty cool shot and a cool thing to watch. But yeah, it's just like Hailey Steinfeld's in the show.
Yeah, she's cool.
Yeah, very cool.
So,
all right,
mine is Miss Marvel. Simply,
All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
So, kind of, I think it was a cool episode one. Nothing like, oh my gosh, but it was just cool. The animation was really different, something we haven't seen before. Like Messi was saying, the drawings, all that stuff is popping out. I think her family dynamic that we kind of like saw introduced in episode one is really cool. What else? Her as a actress, she's actually like really interesting to like
Yeah, she
watch,
was.
and I think
She's a
she'll
nerd like just like us, even in real
yeah.
life.
Watching that episode just made me feel I'm like, is this me? But like in a variant. So it was just cool. It was like that's one of the biggest pros I give the show in general, because Miss Marvel is us. So watching that, I was like, wow, this is kind of cool. Like seeing it from a nerdy Marvel perspective,
Yeah.
seeing another nerdy Marvel person. But that's my number 4.
Number 4.
I give it above the edge because of the animation.
Yeah. I feel like our number 3, 2, and 1 are the same. And I hate you so much for it because we are too close and we think too alike.
I already know what your number 3 is.
What's my number 3?
She-Hulk.
All right, yeah. So I'm going to say She-Hulk, but I'm not gonna say anything just yet because this is a spoiler-free segment until later on. So yeah, so
That's all you gotta know.
She-Hulk is my top 3. It's a very good episode. Very funny, something different that I was not expecting to the show to be. As you know, Bruce Banner is in the show. So he's in the first episode with her, and we've seen clips. If you haven't seen clips about the show of how he's in the bar making alcohol for them, and they cannot get drunk, and it's like the aftermath of that is just like hilarious. The CGI actually didn't bother me as much as I thought it would, because there's actually 2 of them and not 1. So whenever they are both in that form of Hulk, I can really like, I know I can tell when it's bad or good, but like it didn't bother me as much as I thought it would be, because it's not that bad comparing to the other Phase 4 projects they have done. Could have been better. Don't get me wrong.
Should have been better.
They could have been more better. I'm guessing if they have more time to like develop the special effects on the show, they could have like actually pulled it off. But it was a good show. I'm not gonna say anything else because it's a spoiler-free episode, and I know for sure Daniel's gonna say the same thing as I'm saying. He's gonna say She-Hulk is his number 3 because he's a copycat. He literally just copied my list and just changed 2 shows.
You don't know what my number 1 is.
I know for a fact. I know what your number 1 is, but I'm not gonna say until we get there. Go. What's your number 3?
See.
What's your
number 3? She-Hulk. My number 3 is She-Hulk.
What? What is it number 3, Daniel?
I can't say anything because it's spoiler-free. It's spoiler-free for the first half. Yeah, what Messi said. But if I went first, it would have been what I said.
All right.
So it's your number 2 and 1.
I'm just gonna say both of them. No,
okay.
No, I'm gonna say my Moon Knight is my number 2. I know Moon Knight's your number 2 too.
You don't know that?
I do know that. I do
you
know
nothing.
I do
you know
know
nothing.
Moon Knight first episode, it was great. We got to see Steven being Steven. He got magically teleported to other places in the world, and he doesn't remember anything that happened in between. He was just beating up people and then waking up from his time sleeping, because he can sleepwalk. If you haven't seen the show, I'm not gonna spoil the show. We'll watch the show. Awesome show. So yeah, so that episode, the very end, we got to see Mark in the show. Um, I don't know, that episode was like it was so good and memorable at the same time. Um, it just changed of it not change, like it brought something even newer that we haven't really seen of like a this type of vigilante fighting around like this. Like we mostly see like big name superheroes
Yeah.
on in the MCU. Um, but like this is different. This is something they haven't really done and focus on. And there's like another type of gods of that we not even Norse gods like with Thor. This is like a whole different set of
There's a
gods.
like Egyptian gods.
Yep, and it's something different. We got introduction of Khonshu. I think that's his name.
Khonshu, yeah.
Khonshu, yeah. And it was a good episode, and it brought one of the best songs alive.
One of the best songs you've ever heard in Marvel
Yeah,
history.
yeah. All right, Daniel. All right, what's your number two, Daniel? Say it.
All right, I will say it. As a matter of fact, my number two is Moon Knight.
See, I did it, you bastard. Let me guess. Is it because the same reasons I had, plus more?
It's because this is where we go from. Honestly, all the other episodes were just either bad or meh, or good. This is where we go to like great episodes. These last two shows, they're great top tier episode 1 episodes. Moon Knight was so good. Just you're confused. You're like, huh? He's
Yeah.
confused. He's like, huh? You're watching. You got Khonshu, who's like, huh? No, not really. I wanted to say it a third time. I couldn't think of anything. So you got Khonshu. You got disorders being brought into the show. That's different. The freaking song. Every day I wake up. So good. You got. It's just good. It's fun. It was funny too. It was like
And
the good amount of humor.
Yeah, and it wasn't like quirky humor. It was like sarcastic humor. Like every time Steven talked to her boss, it's like sarcastically. And it was the funniest thing ever. And rewatching the first episode and watching the whole show after it, and then rewatching it again, you see all the Easter eggs that they planted on the first. There's literally
Yep.
so many Easter eggs. There's basically the whole show is in the first episode.
They thought deep into that show entirely. There's so many little secret things in there.
Dude, there's so much on the first episode. Like it's crazy about how many Easter eggs they planted without
Yep.
knowing. And then we watch the show, and then we watch the first episode. We cut. It's like, bro, they literally just give us the whole show on the first episode. We literally saw the ending
Everything. Yep.
on the first episode. It was insane. It was best episode
It was good.
until
So
what?
Loki.
You son of a mother! You covered my list. I knew it. Yeah. So Loki.
No, we had two different shows.
Yeah, I guess Ms. Marvel, Hawkeye, just or whatever. Yeah. So yeah, Loki. Loki is our number one pick. For me personally, the reason why it's number one, is because the ending of the first episode. The first part of the episode was okay. It was fun to watch, whatever. It's the second half of the show when he's rewatching his entire life on the screen when what is his name? Owen Wilson's character.
Morbius. Not Morbius. Mobius.
Mobius, yeah. Yeah, Morbius is the other.
It's Morbid
person.
time.
It's Morbius. Yeah, so when he was showing Loki his entire life after the Avengers movie, it's just like watching him watch himself. It's just like broke my heart. It's like
Yep.
him.
It's sad.
He was remember he was a different Loki from the Loki that he died on Infinity War. That Loki that died on Infinity War was change Loki that had what is it called when a character change within the story?
Character development.
Yeah, character development. But this Loki that we saw on the show Loki, he hasn't gone through all that. So he had to like snap to reality because he went through all that without actually
going through all that.
Basically, he saw his mother die. That part hasn't passed yet.
His dad died.
He saw his dad die.
His brother die.
No, not yet.
No. His brother didn't die.
No, he saw himself died.
He saw himself die. That's what I meant.
He saw all the people from Asgard die. He saw so much death of the path that he took, and I guess he blamed himself for like everything that happened afterwards. Because when again he was the one who went to in New York. He decided to go to New York to do everything that he did in New York, and I don't know. It just broke my heart of like the sentimental that a person that of that high of value of like how he thinks of himself can go that low and feel sorry for himself. I don't know. It
was deep.
It was deep, and it was a different thing. It was a different showing of a character that we love and praise because Loki and Tom Hiddleston is like he's been there since the beginning since phase 1, and he's still here and like keep going. Like he's not going anywhere anytime soon. So,
his hair is
freaking majestic hair. Like, woo. All right, so go. What's your number?
Loki, it was emotional. It was deep. The beginning, it was actually just really interesting, like seeing the dynamic between him and Mobius. That was really fun. Trying to figure out is whatever her name was, is she really at the top? Is there someone above her? Like who's running this whole show? What's gonna go on next? It kind of like left that like what's gonna happen in this show? Because he was like, okay, fine. And he was like the prisoner. He's like, I'll help you, whatever. But you didn't really know what was going to go on. Also, you saw the little teaser of like the Black Shadow at the end, which was Sylvie, but we didn't know it was Sylvie. We're like, who's that? You know, Marvel fans theorizing everything, trying to figure out who the heck that is. Mephisto confirmed. So it was a top tier episode. 10 out of 10, episode 1. Yeah, that's all I have to say about it.
Yeah, so that's our rating for phase 4
episode
MCU shows for the first episode of each one. From all the way from WandaVision all the way to She-Hulk. It was a great journey. Like it was the best. It was not the best, but it's something different that they have done. All this shows have brought so much to the MCU that it created a whole even culture of nerds and people like making theories of something because you can make theories about a movie, but after the movie is over, that's it, it's gone. But when a show is over, it's a show that has like multiple episodes. That you can have a theory for the first episode, and then this happened. Let's have a theory for the second episode. So like it builds that connection with other people, even with TikTok. Like I so many people created their own platform on TikTok and Instagram just on having theories and people coming together and having more theories and theories after theories. And I think what those shows did is just created a bigger community of nerds. Like we started with Moon Knight. Basically, when our first episode is back,
Moon Knight.
That was a test run. But Moon Knight is what it was like our first tentacle episode that we did. And I do appreciate about those shows because like without those shows, we probably wouldn't be here. So
they give us content.
Yeah, they give us content to talk about. They give us stuff to talk about. Like She-Hulk, episode 1 came out today. We talk about She-Hulk this week. Next week, guess what? Episode 2.
Episode 2, exactly.
So it's gonna be a fun journey. I do appreciate Marvel for doing this stuff for us, and we're just gonna see what's gonna happen.
Yeah. You can never, well, maybe you can, but you can never get enough Marvel content. So it is what it is, whether it's good, bad, still Marvel. We're still going to watch it. So
Yeah.
we're still going to hate on it. We're still going to theorize it. We're still going to love it at the end. I don't know. We're weird. Toxic fan base.
Yeah, we're the second most toxic fan base of a French wait, no. That's not the word.
Franchise.
Yeah, there you go. Is it the word?
Yeah,
It is a word.
franchise.
It is a word. Yeah, Star Wars fans are like number one. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, we can't go higher than Star Wars. Eventually, we will, but Star Wars is way too toxic.
Yep. So that's our episode 1 rankings. But before we get to She-Hulk episode 1, full on spoilers, we are taking a break.
Bow, 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 bow. Bow, 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 bow. We are back from our fake app break. I hope you like it. Honestly, I think we should have an actual person who listens to us and will like to have an ad on our podcast, because as y'all know, we don't really have an ad on the podcast. It's just it's just something that we don't have. So if you want to have something to promote, just let us know. We'll put it here on the.
We'll put it here, and you'll be promoted on Unqualified Heroes for the world to hear about your whatever it is,
business product. I don't know, whatever you want to sell and promote. Let us know, and we help each other out. You promote us, we'll promote you. It's a win-win.
It's a win-win.
And we'll do it for free. We need.
Yes.
So yeah. So yeah. So we
She-Hulk
just finished
episode 1.
What? Episode 1.
Yeah, She-Hulk.
Oh, She-Hulk episode 1. I feel like, wait, what? Oh, yeah. So She-Hulk episode 1 review. Okay. So
what are they, Messi?
You have been warned.
They are warned. They have been warned. That's what they are.
Warned. You have been warned. After this very, 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 very second, this is full spoilers for the brand new episode of She-Hulk, Attorneys of Law, that dropped, quote unquote, today, depending on the day that you're hearing it.
We're recording on the day it dropped.
Yeah, so depending on the day that you're hearing it, it came out on August 18. We'll talk about why we think it dropped in the 18, but that's later.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so Daniel.
Yes, sir.
Thoughts?
All right, my thoughts. So honestly, you guys kind of heard before. This was my number 3 out of the previous ones. So I thought it was a pretty good episode 1. It had some humor, it had good humor. It wasn't like overly stuffed or anything. At least not yet. CGI was pretty good for the most part. There was some things that bothered me. I'll get to that later on. I get to that later on. There was a post-credit scene that was pretty funny. There was some stuff that was kind of funny, and I just thought it was pretty well executed for an introduction of She-Hulk. She broke the fourth wall. I thought that was pretty smooth. It didn't feel out of place or anything. I'm kind of interested to see where it goes. I know it gets a hell of a lot crazier with all the cameos and possible theories we've heard going around with Bruce Banner. So there's a lot of things that could happen in the show. So I'm excited to see where it goes. What about you?
I like you said, this is our top 3 episodes because Daniel caught me my list. It was a pretty good, solid first episode. It had actually good humor. It didn't feel like Love and Thunder. What it was just like cheesy or like I don't like it's like too much. It was like I don't know. It just felt like the way that usually people talk to each other, like cousins. There's family. They're like
Yeah.
they're sarcastic. The lovely they lovely fight with each other. When you fight with your family, it's just like it's not
It's
like
like
you hate them, but
it's
like
like a love fight.
it's a love fight. Like you at that moment you hate them, but as soon as the fight is over, it's like, yo, what's up,
You're
dude?
like, all
Like, like
right.
it
What's
happened.
good?
That's good. Yeah. So like they had those moments as a cousins family, and it had some interesting parts of it. I think she has a big crush on Captain America because that was like her main guy that she was always talking about. Um, but yeah, so like yeah, comedy, good, good overall. They show a little bit more of where Hulk was doing his
Yeah.
research and working on himself to go from Bruce Banner slash Hulk. Then he went to be on the show. They call him Smart Hulk instead of Professor Hulk. I don't know when he will be
That's.
getting
I'm
that
pretty sure this is
title.
the first time he was actually given. We've heard that title
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. This is the first
in.
in anything. I don't know if
Yeah.
I'm not very familiar with the Hulk storyline on comics, so I don't know if that name has dropped before, but I never heard of it. This is the first time it's called. He's literally called Smart Hulk and not Professor Hulk.
Yeah.
Um, what I told you about yawning. Grab a cup and fake it like a normal person. There you go. That's the reason why he also covered his face, so people do not see him yawn. That's
I'm not tired. I promise. I just have a yawning problem.
he does have a yawning problem. But yeah, so that's our review of the whole episode. So now let's dive in more into depth of like what really happened on the show and what we think is gonna happen on the next episode. So let's go with the first part, Danny. When they're in the car and they're talking to each other and that spaceship happened, shows up out of nowhere. What do you think is that spaceship for? Like what why are they there?
So, if you don't know who that spaceship, where that spaceship is from,
Mhm.
go watch Thor Ragnarok. And if you haven't forgot, it's from Thor Ragnarok. So, it's from Thor Ragnarok. It's the Grandmaster ship. Will we see Grandmaster? I don't know, but that's where it's from. I think that they wanted Hulk in that place. They didn't want him to leave. He just ran off with Thor. So they're trying. They've probably been trying to track him down. Um, they found him. So I'm
Not
sure that'll be a plot in the show.
it could be. They could be like them like trying to like, yo, we kind of owe you like because you were like my puppet for like 2 years, like
Yeah.
or like pet. I don't know because that's basically what it was under the Grandmaster world or I don't know what was that. He was like the governor king slash I don't know whatever. So yeah, so I that could be one of the theories of why they're there. I think I have another one. I think well according to the comics, when Hulk gets kicked out of Earth by the Illuminati, he gets sent to a planet just like this, and he becomes a gladiator, and he fights in arenas, just like the movie Ragnarok. And at the time that he was there, he has a son, which is Scar. So maybe they are letting him know, yo, we have a kid,
You got a
and
kid.
you need to like either pay child support or take it with you. Like, what are you doing? So that could be another one. But I don't think that's gonna be just yet because I see an actual um that storyline happen with Mark Ruffalo. I don't think it's gonna happen. But there's been talks of rumors about that theory actually storyline actually happening. I'm about to get into a theory that I heard on TikTok. I love theories on TikTok. It's not my theory. It's someone else on TikTok. If I can find whoever it was, I'll name drop him. But
Yep.
I'll say it later so we can talk about more of this stuff. That's yeah. So theories about that. Um, I have one thing that I didn't like
Okay.
is Hulk wearing glasses, sunglasses. I mean, just like regular glasses.
Actual glasses.
Let me tell you why. He's the Hulk, right? So
Okay.
he is like an enhanced human person that everything that his human part are enhanced. So eye vision in his hands, health.
Yeah.
I don't know, like Hulk cannot get sick because his body will cure it, and his Hulk. Just like you
Yeah.
cannot kill the Hulk. He when you get he gets hurt, he grows back. Like his arm will heal eventually. Why is he wearing glasses? Like I don't get. Like his eyes are still like human and not enhanced at all. Like that was the only thing that threw me off. I don't know if that's part of the comics as well. He threw me off seeing him wearing glasses.
Well, he is Smart Hulk, so maybe that part is still
So everything else is good
Bruce.
except for his eyes.
I don't know, maybe.
I don't know. It just threw me off. I don't know.
What else? Well, technically, his arm didn't even heal. His arm only healed because of
Of her blood, yeah.
her blood. So maybe he's still, is still a decent amount of Bruce. Also, I don't know, maybe it's just her style. Get some Hulk style in there. Hey, people wear glasses for style, so maybe he wanted some style. Anyways, I'm gonna say something that bothered me was actually not much of the CGI. I thought Hulk CGI looked really good. Maybe that's just me, but compared to how he looked on Endgame, which it wasn't bad on Endgame, but his CGI in here, I thought it looked phenomenal. But Jennifer Walters, it's not as bad as we saw in the trailers. It's not actually I wouldn't even say it's bad. It's just, I don't know, it's just different.
I will say it's PS5 quality CG. It's not even PS2. PS2 you won't notice. But I don't know, like have you ever like play like those new PS5 games and the CGI is like really, really good? I feel like this is like the same quality of that. Like you can't tell it's not real, but you can't tell there's like
I think part of the problem is that she still looks very human in her Hulk form. She's not a buff. That was my issue. I mean I don't expect her to be as buff as Bruce, but like she's significantly smaller than him. And I think because of that, she's just like a bigger with a little bit more muscle. And I think seeing that CGI on her versus Bruce, who's freaking massive. So the CGI, they can make it look a little better versus kind of just like a green tall woman.
Yeah. I wanted her to be more, a little bit more comic appearance more to her with the muscle wise. I kind of agree with you on that. Like she's just a very tall green woman. She's just like an avatar but green.
She does look like an avatar,
but green. Yeah. Yeah, I think they should have like her muscles could have been more pop. Like she has when she's green she has muscles showing, but not as like defined as Bruce. Like you can literally see Bruce shape of muscles like his stuff.
You see muscles on top of his muscles.
Exactly. You can see like how defined the CGI on him is on the muscle wise.
Yeah.
But with hers, it's not really.
It's an avatar.
Yeah, it's literally an avatar but green.
So it's not bad CGI. It's just the way they made her character makes it look a little off.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Let's see what else happened like really important on the show. Other than comedy parts. Yes, like I said earlier, like dude, she's in love with Captain America, bro. Like the way she talked on the post credit scene of him.
Yeah.
I can't tell. She's like every other girl who loves Chris Evans.
She wanted some Captain America action.
Yeah. Yeah, she wanted.
She wanted some Captain America action.
it was so hilarious of how the conversation of him being a virgin came up. Like she thought that all this time of him being a war hero back in his time when he was fighting a war against the Red Skull and all them people, and then being frozen, and then waking up to keep fighting again with the Avengers. Like he didn't have time to do his quickies as much as the other as much as the other people can do.
He's got time though. It's not every single day. Like, what
I
you
don't
think?
know.
He wakes up every like it's a 9 to 5 job? Nah, bro. This is like once every year. Once like
No,
he's still got some time.
He was on the run for a good amount of years. So he was from running from the law from 2016.
He ain't running away from that. Never mind.
I guess not. He got some according to Bruce. He was he was clapping.
Fireworks in the air. Fireworks in the air.
Back in the day, Bruce confirmed he is not a virgin. He did not die a virgin. But we know for sure he did it with Peggy. I went back in time.
Peggy and probably what's her name? Peggy's Sharon, maybe.
Yeah, that's her niece. And quote unquote his niece too, because he went back in time and probably had kids with her, and he had sex with the aunt and the niece.
Anyways.
Home sweet Alabama.
So what else was pretty big? We got to find out Bruce and Tony had a pretty good relationship going on.
Yeah.
They seem like they were pretty good friends. They built a whole bar together, a whole little house.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. They probably hung out a bunch.
Yeah, so funny. It was a pretty interesting thing to see that I think Bruce had a, like you said, like a really deep connection with Tony Stark. Even on the previous movies, I think it was Iron Man 3 or 2. No, I think Iron Man 3. Because Iron Man 3 was after not Endgame. Avengers. On the very end when he's like talking to on the post credit scene when he's talking to Bruce Banner as like a therapist, and he goes, "Dude, I'm not."
Yeah, that's Iron Man 3.
Yeah, I'm not this type of doctor. I'm like, so like their relationship was way before, and then like I guess like now that Tony Stark is not there, I guess like he misses him. Like he built, like you said, him and Tony built that house for him. They built a bar together. You can see their initials carved into the bar. Yeah, so they had a good connection and like a good strong relationship with each other. And it's so funny because he goes, "Oh yeah, this is where Tony Stark came and talk crap about Steve Rogers." I was like, bro, this is it. This is where he let go of everything and just like,
yep, that's where he let it all go.
Yeah, I think
he's like, I'm gonna go to a little beach house with Bruce in Mexico.
Just let all my problems be bygones and like not care about it no more, and then have a kid and a whole house and a whole wife and everything. Yeah.
But so there wasn't like anything big that happened in the show besides the, you know, her turning into Hulk, us seeing the ship from Sakaar, yeah. And there is a theory going around. I think we're on the same page as to the theory you're talking about. But I'll say mine first because I don't know what yours is, but it might be the same. Is it about the future of Bruce?
Yeah. So
it is the same. So once again, not our theory, someone else's theory out there, but we're going to share it with you guys because I thought it was really good. And I'm really, really hoping for this theory to come true. As we've seen Smart Hulk through the past couple of films and here in She-Hulk, nobody really likes Smart Hulk. We're like, They even made a joke about it in
I know what theory you're gonna go with, and I think it's the same theory that I'm gonna say, and I hate you for it because I think I sent you this.
No, I sent you this.
No, I sent you this theory, but whatever. So go with. I think I know what you're going with. Go ahead.
Anyways, they even made a joke about it in Endgame when Valkyrie was like, "I think I liked you either of the two
before.
ways." Yeah, either of the two ways. So we're like, yes, please. So now we actually did get Bruce. We weren't sure if we were ever gonna get like human Bruce again. So we do have human Bruce. That's cool, I guess. But we want Hulk. We want Hulk. So Hulk smash Hulk. So we saw in the episode 1 him kind of getting jealous of his cousin with how well she can manipulate going back between human and Hulk, and just with her powers, she's very good at it. Hulk's like, bruh. He's jelly. He's salty.
Bro, when he goes, bruh. Hey, kill me. When he noticed like how controlled she is with transforming, going back and forth, he goes, bruh. All these 15 years of my life struggling and everything, you just like out of nowhere can beat this one person, bruh.
Bruh. So he's salty. We might see a little bit more of that throughout the show, and the theory was that he's gonna get real salty, and at the end of the show or at some point he's gonna test on himself to like try and be better, be stronger, just better than her, basically. Because right now she's kind of, for where she is right now, she's way better than him at this stage. And the experiment goes wrong. We get crazy, stronger, crazier. I don't know all the other adjectives for Hulk. We get World War Hulk. Someone asked about World War Hulk to him in an interview right before the premiere of She-Hulk, and he said that he would be down if Marvel was down. He's down. And another rumor came about saying that Marvel has the rights to film Hulk movies starting in 2023. So we were all wondering, why haven't we gotten a Hulk movie? Well, they don't have the rights to it until possibly 2023. So could we get a World War Hulk? Could that be in Phase 6? I don't know. But
yeah, okay.
That's the theory. I want real Hulk. I think it's cool.
Yeah, so the theory that I heard is it really goes on hand to hand of what you said. The theory that I heard, I didn't hear the part of he gets jealous or something, but at the very end of the show, he just goes ballistics. He goes actual Hulk, and then She-Hulk, as you know, she's new to being Hulk, so I'm guessing she's not as controlled or strong as Hulk. Hulk is just literally strongest, one of the strongest people in the whole MCU, strength wise. And the theory was that they're gonna need help, so they're gonna use Abomination, they're gonna use Wong, they're gonna use probably Daredevil, like a whole team up against Hulk. And I think Hulk is gonna go Super Hulk, World Hulk, like crazy Hulk, like the Hulk that we would like to see destroying.
So you think he's the main villain of the show?
I don't think he'll be the main villain.
Do you think he'll be a villain?
I don't think he'll be a villain. I think he would just go, like you said, like an experiment gone wrong.
Well, what I'm saying is like
he could be
it's a main plot.
A main plot of the show,
trying to get him.
Yeah, and then he goes to like Illuminati group. I don't know who is the Illuminati of our MCU. I don't think there's one yet. But eventually there's probably gonna be one. But I think something's gonna happen that they're gonna send him to the planet of Ragnarok back again, because they're looking for him. So might as well take him. Here, Toma. Take him with you.
Toma.
You want a Chrissy Gladiator here. have
Yeah.
all the fun you want with him, and they're just gonna take him with them and all that. But just the theory is that at the very end of the show, they're all gonna fight Hulk versus everybody. Um, this is a theory; it's not real. It's just something that people are coming up with. It's a TikTok theory. I love TikTok theories. If you have TikTok theories that you think are really really good, send it to us, and we'll talk about it on the show. So because they're good, and we really want it. We want Hulk to go ballistic again. Last time we saw Hulk going ballistic was on Age of Ultron with
That was
Tony Stark.
2015.
Exactly. Too long. We need Hulk smashing so hot. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we need that Hulk.
We need
dumb
anger
Hulk.
issue Hulk.
Yes, we need dumb.
We need dumb Hulk.
We need
Give me
Hulk
dumb
back.
Hulk.
Like, I'm done with this Professor Bullcrap Hulk. No,
We
I
need
heard,
dumb Hulk. I like my theory better. I think my theory is more realistic than your theory.
it's the same theory. It's just the ending is weird.
No, because your theory has it as a main plot line. My theory is it's like a post-credit scene at the end of the last episode. He goes
Oh, no.
ballistic.
Okay, I guess
not a post-credit scene, but like it's the very end of the last episode, possibly a post-credit. Like it's in that very, very end. That's my theory. I think mine's more realistic.
Probably. I don't know. I mean, again, this is just theories on TikTok.
Theories
so
are theories.
fight it on TikTok. But I heard another thing on TikTok. Wait. Sorry.
Yeah, who's yelling you now?
I wasn't yawning. I was burping. But listen, I this is not a theory, but this is like a realization of the character Hulk. Think about it like this. Hulk, on the very first Hulk movie that we saw on 2008, I believe, when the first one came out. Well, not the first one, but like the actual MCU, quote unquote MCU Hulk, with I forgot the name, the actor, but yeah, you know what Hulk I'm talking about.
Edward something.
Edward Norton, yeah, that guy, Edward. So there were that Hulk, that character, he hated himself. He didn't like himself. He was isolated. He literally went to another country to be by himself. Like he didn't want Hulk to be a part of him. So he was trying to find a cure to get rid of Hulk. And the movies came along, and then we saw him again on Avengers, and then he said, I tried to kill myself. Like he literally said,
Yeah.
I'm trying to kill myself, and I don't want to be part of this thing. Like, and then the movies keep going, and he keep learning to be Hulk again, like to control it. And then Thor Ragnarok happened with him being 2 years of being Hulk, not being Bruce Banner. And then Hulk, we see Hulk doesn't want to be Bruce Banner because Hulk is the superior one, and he's strong, he's not puny, and he doesn't want to be like all this wuss of Bruce Banner.
Yeah.
And then we see him in Infinity War of the struggling between actual two brains in one of Bruce Banner and Hulk, and then fighting with mentally, like saying, yo, I want to control. I want to be in control. And then they learn to be with each other. They learn to
Wait. I got one more thing.
Wait, I'm not done yet. I'm not done. So, but the thing is, we saw him from being a person that hated himself to a person who's loving himself now. So we saw that character development from a character that like wanted to kill himself, and now he's learning to live himself with the Hulk. Like, I guess that was the way of the MCU us actually seeing the character and not actually watching him as a person who hit himself. Like now it's like self-loving in a way.
Yeah.
Like, guys, if you hate yourself, just learn to control your emotions and just love yourself. Don't be like that.
Jason Yoga, like Hulk did.
Yeah. Some joke. Okay, so go ahead. What are you gonna say?
I was gonna say I saw this one TikTok theory. We love TikTok theories that Hulk has the alter ego. I'm sorry, Bruce has the alter ego of Hulk.
Yeah.
And they said Jen doesn't have an alter ego. What if the alter ego is us, and that's why she breaks the fourth wall? Because she's talking to us. We're the second brain. Anyways, so this is our podcast.
I'm not gonna say that's like the dumbest theory I have heard, but hey, Disney can.
I'm not
literally
saying
do-
I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm just saying that's what I heard today. I still
Could be.
stand I still stand by my theory of Hulk goes crazy at the end.
I agree.
I
would like
actually
to
see
that.
it like a real possibility. Not just that I want to see it, but I see it as a real possibility.
I will let you see that. I honestly do. I want to see how it will actually play it out if he actually goes ballistic at the very end of the show.
So,
Yeah.
that's all we have for our show.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoyed it. Once again, remember that we are all over the place. Subscribe, follow, like, share, heart. I don't know what all the other ones are. Comment. We love comments. We reply to almost every single comment we have. So that's us. If you have a Marvel fan that's a friend of yours, send us that way. Be like,
Yeah.
hey, look at these guys, these weirdos. They talk about Marvel stuff and they're kind of interesting. And they'll be like, okay, cool, and they'll listen to us. So, but if you want to find me, my personal account, and figure out what I'm up to in life, you can find me at Danny42 with 3 N's, 2 is taken, on Instagram.
Yeah. Mine is Messi.17_. You can follow me. I do like all the weirdos and unqualified people are in this world. So if you want to follow me, I'll maybe follow you back. If you're like a really, really weirdo, I'll send you back to Daniel.
Hashtag we're all unqualified.
Unqualified. But if you don't want to follow us, you can always follow us on Unqualified Heroes on Instagram
Unqualified Heroes.
and on TikTok. We are posting on a whatever newsly basis there is. So whenever there's a news, we post it. We talk about it. And
We'll be
let y'all
there.
know. Yeah. So again, we do appreciate the love that y'all are giving us with all the.
You're helping us grow, and we love that.
We love that. So keep it up. We are keeping up as well with everything that's going on. So you don't have to. So we will be the middleman, I guess. We'll help
The
you.
middleman.
You help us.
So that's what it is.
Yeah,
That's all I got.
Yeah, so
that's our show. Unqualified Heroes. Ow! Hulk smash.